Gotta love when Spotify gets it right. Spotify I refuse to pay any money for them. Anyway, welcome back to the Unique Voices Club, where we share artists with voices not commonly heard in mainstream music as an effort to educate other music lovers and musical theater lovers and empower those who are also artists and creators into breaking the mold and creating the things that they want to create by basically looking at these people who have already done it. I'm your host, Alexia Rowe. I'm a playwright, composer, singer, songwriter, all that jazz. Follow me on social media, links in the description. And if you're looking to get your show professionally produced by yourself, I'm the one for that. Yay. This episode of the Unique Voices Club is sponsored by Coach K's Business and Grant Community, which I'm actually a part of, an affiliate. Basically what that entails is for as little as like $47 a month, you get access to business advice and also grant opportunities that Coach K curates herself. I mean, she actually got fired from Wells Fargo for sharing all of this information. And now you get to learn from her for very little. In fact, she has a Grant Mastery Challenge that is up and running in the coming weeks. So say if you're an artist or just like a creative business owner and you're like, I don't know where to find grants, I don't know how to apply for grants, you need to join this group. Because I was once like you, now I've won a couple $1,000s in grants, just in like the last year. Plus also you get access to a monthly database of grants that you can apply to whose deadlines are in that exact month. Because when you're applying for grants, you need to apply for just the impact that your business could have, rather than just like, oh, I'm going to look specifically for theater grants. I'm going to look specifically for music grants. Like, yeah, don't do that. What is the impact that you're having with your art? That's what gets funded. In fact, we've had a lot of arts businesses actually get funded. So if they can do it, so can you. I mean, if I can apply for grants when I'm still in freaking college, I'm not in college right now, but back then I was a naive college student applying to several grants of the Massachusetts Cultural Council and won 3 of them, equating to like at least $6,000 to produce my playwriting debut. You can too. Okay, so link to sign up for Coach K's Business and Grant Community is in the description. So this bi-weekly episode is going to cover Weaves, which is a band I think I discovered randomly because, you know, Spotify does this playlist generation based on the kind of music you would listen to generally and other artists that kind of fit the ones that you like. So I get a lot of indie artists, I get a lot of South African artists, I get a lot of some pop, but not as much. Like, I don't know what's on the top 40 right now. And a lot of, obviously, Broadway and other cast albums, too. So Weaves just happened to come up. They're a Canadian indie pop band from Toronto, Ontario. It consists of the vocalist Jasmyn Burke, who is what got her on the show. Guitarist Morgan Waters. Ooh, he's actually been on the CBC program The X, hosts the Morgan Waters Show, which ran in 2006. And he's been writing The Amazing Gail Pyle since it premiered in 2014, and now it's on NBC's digital channel CISO, and now he's in the Weaves. And then the drummer is Spencer Cole, and the bassist is Zach Bynes. So according to Wikipedia, the band formed in 2012 when Jasmyn and Morgan met each other at a bar and then began recording demo songs on an iPhone. And then they released their debut EP in 2014, and then a full-length album that has the same name, Weaves, and then Wide Open, which is a second studio album in 2017. And they got the Juno Award in 2016. Well, it was shortlisted for the Juno Award in 2016 and the 2017 Polaris Music Prize, and it got a SoCon Songwriting Prize. All of these, I think, are like the Canadian equivalent of the Grammys, the AMAs, American Songwriter, but their second full-length album actually was shortlisted for Alternative Album of the Year at the Juno Awards in 2018, and then they won another SOCAN Songwriting Prize. Yay. Nomination. Unfortunately, they haven't released anything. They haven't even, gotten together to make more new music, or at least jam together since 2020. So, wonder whether they're defunct or whether they're just like taking an indefinite hiatus. But we want to look for some new music. In fact, they did an NPR Tiny Desk concert, which you can look up on your own time. But in the meantime, I'm gonna look up Cuckoo, that was the song that introduced me to them, and then some of the other songs, and then fangirl, do a little analysis, and hopefully you're inspired to follow this band like I have been. Right, so this is Weaves performing Cuckoo.
I thought I could be something special and cozy for you. I said of those diamonds, the diamonds that glare as you stare. A portion of popcorn that's popping and shopping for fresh eyes. Distortion is motion that's written forbidden. Don't you dare, don't you dare. You're so cuckoo, I'm so cuckoo. You're so crazy. You're so cuckoo, I'm so cuckoo. You're so crazy.
Anyway, that's where I'm gonna stop. Just to give you a little snippet. This song is giving me island vibes. Like, I just want to be lounging, because you saw me swaying a little bit, like lounging on a beach in Jamaica or something. I should go to Jamaica at some point. I mean, seriously, I'm Jamaican and I've never been there. Anyway, I wonder what Jasmyn Burke's vocal influences are, because it sounds like, I think, intentionally flipped. Some of her high notes sound a little intentionally flipped, almost like a yodel, but not quite, because there's not a ton of break. It's like intentionally bending the pitch a bit. Coo. Yeah, it's kind of like if I were to put on the reverb settings on a guitar track on GarageBand. The more reverb you have, the more you can hear the notes bending. Not like if it's actually recorded, but like, I think if you use a musical typing setting and you do that, you can easily see the note bending there. Okay, so Jasmyn says she's always identified with women in punk music, or women who went against the grain. This is according to a Bandcamp article. Like Karen O, Patti Smith, Ari Up, I don't know who that is, Lydia Lunch, Kim Gordon, and others. I don't know who most of these people are besides Patti Smith. I gotta look them up. See, I'm learning as much as you are. Okay. So they worked within the constraints of a male-dominated style of music and used their voices to push it forward. Because as we can see, Jasmyn's the only female in the band. But she also admires other pioneers who had a lot of sass, like Bessie Smith, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, Lover, Mavis Staples, and Coco Taylor. Gotta look her up. And then the kind of music that she listened to growing up. As the band all listened to a mush of stuff, but they all collectively liked Bjork, Queens of the Stone Age, PJ Harvey, Michael Jackson, Radiohead, Missy Elliott, Beck, and Ween. Interesting mush. But yeah, you can definitely hear like a bit of the Bjork. I don't know, something about her voice does remind me of Bjork as I was listening to that song. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Okay, Walk Away was actually nominated for the Juno and the SOCAN Award. So I'm gonna listen to a little bit of that.
I look up at the sky. I thought that I could see all of the sentiment of those who spoke to me. I look down at the road. I see the creatures swim. I don't wanna be paved by
pause there. I was like rocking out, and then just like I got lost in like listening thought for a second. The diction and just the way she's pronouncing some of her words, as well as definitely hear it in Patti Smith as well. But yeah, both of those, you can definitely hear the Bjork in her diction, and also she doesn't exactly have as much grain as Bjork, but walk away, girl, something like that. But yeah, if you listen to some Patti Smith, you definitely will hear because the night belongs to lovers. Yeah. There is another band called WAVS, WAVVES. So it's like, I typed in Weaves in Google, and then this also shows up. Stop cheating on me. Okay, this next song is called Slicked.
I got my hair slicked back and my boots on, found my eyeshadow.
This is super indie.
Too. I got my nails stuck on and my jeans up high. Look in the mirror, that is you.
Anyway, this music video looks so indie, like early Regina Spektor, where there's a lot more art put into it, like set pieces and weird costuming and whatnot, as opposed to these pop music videos that either follow a storyline or they just have a lot of dancing or a lot of sex. So music videos should, I think, look more quirky, but then again, I think that's the beauty of indie music, because you can create whatever vision you want, no matter how weird it is, versus mainstream, which is a little bit more, you want to appeal to the masses, so that's why it's a bit more stripped down and such. I feel like every single time I'm asking the question of how any specific artist I mention on this show can perform a good Unique Voices Club, oh my gosh, how they can be in musical theater is what I mean. And Amber Gray constantly comes up. Yeah, I think with Jasmyn Burke, even the whole band as well, with this whole swaggerific whole indie rock thing. I mean, we do have Stereophonic, which is a newer musical. The band in there would classify more as a kind of a symbolism for Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks. And Stevie Nicks is in a league of her own, probably has a similar vocal texture to Patti Smith. Plus also Jasmyn, you can hear that there's a couple of pitch things, which comes from having it makes sense having an unpolished voice that doesn't fit the mainstream versus somebody who has had a ton of vocal training, not just to sing properly without destroying their vocal cords, but also, depending on the genre, I think if you wanted to sing pop or something like that, your vocals, I think, would have to be, for the most part, very clean. Like classical music, your voice is pretty clean of any, flaws or anything like that. Then again, we have Tones and I. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, ah. And let me see that thing you do. I don't remember the words, but it sounds kind of like that. I think also musical theory, you want to know what they're saying too, so since the songs are supposed to drive the plot forward. But I can't find anybody that is similar to Jasmyn Burke. I think in indie musical theater, then in this case, should employ the kind of avant-gardism and such that indie music generally portrays. I wrote a blog post about it. I really feel like if you're an independent playwright or a musical theater creator, it would help you a lot to not only be listening to obviously soundtracks, but also indie music, because some of that stuff tells the truth better than some pop songs do, to be honest. Tracy Chapman. I also wrote a blog post a couple days ago about, what if we had a Taylor Swift jukebox musical, and that got me fleet of light on Facebook, so Tracy Chapman would probably be a better choice. Go listen to her songs if you have no idea what I'm talking about, or if you don't know any songs other than Fast Car. That is all. Friendly reminder to like and subscribe and share this video to your inner circle, just so that you spread the word of the movement everywhere. And if you want access to the blog post like a couple of days before I'm posting it, and you want access to my post forever, join the Firebird flock for as little as like $14 a month. Not only that, you also get access to a whole Discord like group where you can share other unique voices that you find along the way that you feel like should be known by other people in the group or by me, and I can write about it and make a post about it, make a later episode about it, and I'll also shout you out. Therefore you'll feel good because you had a hand in the movement. Yay! So yeah, that is all for the Unique Voices Club. All the links to everything I've mentioned are in the description. And have a nice weekend, and see you in 2 weeks, unless you decide to go watch older videos, in which case it'll be a few minutes. Bye!